Oh my word, that's tight.
So welcome back. It's been a couple of weeks since the little bit of an introduction that you just saw then, where I was swinging around and checking out the bits of bushes and stuff on the car to see what's what. It's been about, honestly, about 4 weeks since that video. So naturally I got to straight good old eBay, and it seems after a little bit of scrolly, it looks like you actually can change those bushings. You got 2 rear swing arm bushes, which is a kit, which I'm guessing consists of 2 bushes, which as you can see there for the left and the right. I think it's the right side, because my car's a right-hand drive and it's the same side as the steering wheel, so it's the right side that's needed. Yeah, these are the options. So yeah, again, there's the kit, 60 quid, various arms and stuff. And then there's some Polybushes. That there, ooh, excuse me, right there, that is the whole kit. That's the whole assembly, and those like tubular looking things, which I don't think I need them. I think all I need is the bushes. Yeah, there, that's a good example, right there. Excuse all the screen stuff that's going on, because obviously I'm on my phone looking at a screen. But I like the idea of these. That's like that is 60 to 90. But they will be polybushed, so these PSB bushings as well, which is what that is. That's what I've got on the front. And it was a proper fight to get them out, but they need doing. And I don't want to have to go to the expense of getting the whole swing arm at $330 something, I think it was. I know the price was in dollars, but it won't be far away in real money, in the UK money. So yeah, I think polybushing might be the way to go. I think they'll last a little bit longer as well, a bit more durable. Something to think about. So I'm going to get some ordered. Why not? Be rude not to. I think as well, while I'm there, I think it's also going to be like good practice to change the drop links as well. So I'm going to get a set of them to throw in at the same time if I'm taking it all apart. I probably am going to end up doing both left and right side, just so it's all done, it's all the same, because it's probably good practice to do that. So it kind of gives you predictable wear and steering sort of characteristics. So I'm going to get some drop links ordered, and I'm going to get some polybushes ordered, and I will stop shaking my leg because I'm making the camera go all over the place. I will follow up when all that arrives back here. I believe for the next like eternity we've got rain every day, so at least if I've got the parts, if we've got a dry-ish weekend, I can just crack on. We're nearly in winter now, so we're running out of time in terms of like getting decent weather, if you can call summer in the UK decent weather. But you know, yeah, I'll get these parts ordered and we'll go from there. That's half the battle, innit, is having the bits. So yeah, I've just done a little bit of research as well. It's a bit of a fight getting the old bearings out, but it's not anything different than what we did last time for the front in terms of drilling and cutting and sewing and all sorts of stuff. It took a few hours to do the front, so it's just more of the same. So yeah, I'll buy these bits and we'll do it together. And yeah, I appreciate the extra pair of hands. Nice one. Thanks for that. So what I have got in the boot, I've been hoarding these for absolutely ages because like I said, I don't want this job to fight me. And there's every likelihood that it will. So what I've ordered is some legit BMW grease. You don't need to do this, by the way. I've got some humongous bolts, which for the eagle-eyed among you will notice that they are, what's the word, eccentric. And that's because these are the Camber bolts. Now they are prone, because everything's aluminium, and I think these might be steel, everything rusts and everything jams together. So I will show you. And then that's the other one, because there's two bolts that control the sort of top of the wheel and the bottom, and it's controlled at 2 different points. So that's the lower bolt, that's the upper bolt, You can see it's considerably smaller. Go away bag. As you can see, the upper bolt is considerably smaller than the lower bolt, but both probably need changing. I know the car needs a 4-wheel alignment at some point. I've got one for each side as well, by the way. The car needs a 4-wheel alignment. Now, last time I went for an alignment, sorry. So the last time I went for a wheel alignment, the guy was reluctant to touch the bolts. He said because if he started to undo them and they snap, they need replacing, and that would then leave the car on the ramp. His ramp makes it money, costs him money for the car to be sat there because he can't move it, etc, etc, etc. So I resorted to just having just the front wheels done at the time, knowing that the backs, he did a 4-wheel measurement and diagnostics on it and stuff. I might have even covered it in a previous video. The rears are out slightly, but not enough for me to be worried about it. But changing those bolts will massively help things along. So I'm gonna have a look at that now and see how much of a fight it puts up. See where we go from there. Okay, so this is what we're looking at. So this bolt here is this big bolt, which goes through the bottom of there. Probably, yeah, that way. And replaces this. So just in case it does snap, I bought a replacement. I think even if it doesn't snap, I'll probably replace it anyway. And then this one goes all the way there. And that is for that bolt there. And that controls the top of the wheel. And this one, attached to the swing arm, controls the bottom. And basically all it does is it just gives it, is it toe in, toe out? I don't know. Camber, top and bottom. It's camber. So I think initially I'm going to look to maybe try and get these out. See how much it's going to fight me. I think I'm going to slacken it off, thread this nut right to the end, and then try and whack it with a hammer. And if it doesn't want to play, I'll apply a little bit of heat to it and see if it makes any difference. And if I can get it out today and get it up and greased, it's one less job to do. Plus I'll need to undo this for when I do the trailing arm, swing arm bushes anyway. Because that, oh no, that's not. But this is. And just while I'm here, can I just say as well, who's got a rusted out battery tray? Look how beautiful this one is. A mate of mine who's a really good welder actually sorted it out. This one used to have all this bottom corner was completely rotted out. I could see the battery hanging out through it, and it was a little bit kind of skanky up at this end as well. It's completely, in fact, there's a little bit of under seal there. It's gone a bit thin. I need to just touch that up so it don't rust up. But this is such a tidy job. He probably doesn't watch, but Scott, you are a magician with a welder, sir. To be fair, Scott and his brother, they're a two-man job. They're a duo, like Batman and Robin. I don't know which one's which though. I don't care. They sorted out my welding. I wish I knew how to weld. I'll try and teach myself one day. I do have a welder. I just don't have the confidence to weld or wield it, should I say. And also, when I went to Tatton Park the other week, I was chatting to the guy with the green camper van with the diesel engine. A beautiful, beautiful van. Top guy as well, actually. He was selling some of these. This was my auto jumble purchase from Tatton the other week. And in it, I keep a great many things to get myself organised. Look at this, I got grinding discs, grinder bits, sanding stuff, some riv nuts. My God, my life has never been so organised. So yeah, thanks to that guy whose name I didn't get, but he had the beautiful camper van. Thanks for that. it was a complete pain in the arse to carry it all the way to the car because it weighs a ton. I mean, look how deep these drawers are. Look at it. The whole thing weighs an absolute ton, and I had to walk about half a mile to the car, which isn't very far, but it is when you've got no grip on your fingertips, you know. So anyway, if you need a space, look out for something like this. These are great. 40 quid this cost me. Absolute bargain. Not bothered about the colour too much, and I've no idea what all these symbols mean, but it does the job. And I bet you're wondering why I mentioned that. Well, it just so happens that I've put wire wheel on one of these because I'm going to need a wire wheel right now. Check out all them wire wheels. Very jealous right now, aren't you, of my wire wheel stash. All I'm going to do right now is, armed with one of my wire wheels, I'm literally just going to tack it a little bit just to clean it up. WD-40 as we go, just to kind of loosen it all up, and then I'm going to get a socket on it. I know that's not a socket, it's my example socket. I'm going to try and undo it and then loosen it with a hammer if it goes. So fingers crossed it's going to come out. Like I said, I'm only attacking the bottom one today because I'm going to need to undo the bottom one for when I do the swing arm bushes. I'm going to just get a bit busy with the WD-40 as well because we're changing the drop links too, so I'm going to need to slacken them off at some point. I think the bolt at the back doesn't feel too crispy, so I'm going to get a bolt on that. Sorry, I'm going to get a spanner on that. I'm going to try and give this a quick blitz, see if it comes off. It's been about, honestly, about 4 weeks since that video. Yeah, I've had various, have you ever had a sty on your eye before? Oh my god, they're so painful. And I had 2 on this eye, one after the other, and then another one on this eye. So I've been feeling pretty sorry for myself. Apparently you get them when you're feeling really run down, and I think since being back from America, back into good old England, it's getting a bit chillier now, you know, winter's coming. So yeah, I've not really felt motivated, and I've also had extra work to do and stuff, you know, because I need to earn some money. So yeah, it's, you know, back to it. I've got a few hours spare this afternoon. I'm going to get back on it. I'm going to start taking stuff apart, and we're going to get stuck in. It is the lower trailing arm that will be coming off today. We'll be putting some Polybushes in there, and just a few other new parts like the drop links and all that kind of stuff. So we'll get stuck in and we'll check it out.
Save your cash, don't need the club. We got talk.
car the right way around now. It's going to be this side we're going to be working on, that you can just see over here. I'm going to get the back jacked up, and yeah, the boot's facing the garage and stuff, and I've got a few new bits in the boot which I'll show you right now. It is definitely getting colder, you know. It's October now, we're mid-October, and we're heading towards winter, so I don't want to leave this job any longer than I need to, because obviously it's just going to get colder and wetter and more miserable, and yeah, I'm already kind of struggling to fit everything in with sort of time and stuff, so I better crack on. So I've got a bunch of things which I'm just going to go through with you now. As you can see, many things. Right, where to start? So got these things, which are I can't remember the name of these. They're the connecting bush between one side to the other, and I suspect it's the bush inside one of these things that's gone. So I've got one of them for either side. 1 and 2, and there is a bush which I have yet to decide where that gets pushed into, but that needs pushing in, so I've got one of them for each side. We've got wasn't expecting that. That is not for this video. Put that away. So inside here, we've got our problem-solving bushes for either side. I'm not too sure whether there's any sort of overlap into these from the connecting. I suspect it goes that way. I suspect it connects in there. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure where these are going to come in just yet, but again, we'll figure that out as we go. Oh yeah, and there's our grease, we don't want to be losing that. We've also got some brand new drop links to be fitted. I've had Miele HD before. They're pretty good, to be fair. I've always found them to be pretty reliable, so we're going with them again. Picked up some don't need them because we've got studs, but I've also picked up some 15mm spacers as well, because if you remember when I put the rears on, I said at the time I was thinking I might put some slimmer spacers on, so I think after this geometry stuff is all fitted, it might throw the wheels out just a little bit, especially like when I get the wheels fully aligned, which is what I'll need to do afterwards. Okay, so here's our trailing arm, and that connecting bush that I mentioned earlier is that bit right there. So we've got to undo this guy. There's a couple of bolts at the back down there I need to disconnect, whatever that is, some adjustment thing. That bolt needs undoing, and then it should be a case of dropping the whole thing off. brace it at the rear, wherever that bolt is. Yeah, that one. So brace it at the rear, and we should be able to get this off. The fact that it's turning is a really good sign. It means it might, oh, it's going already, brilliant. It's going to pull out without issue, which is great. The fact that that one's out is good news. I'm going to leave that hanging out just for now. I'm going to slacken off these other bolts. Oh god. Slacken off this one. You can see that. I'll slacken off this one next. And then the other one, which is there, which goes through to there. And then once I've got them off, and I've disconnected the drop link, which is already loose, we should, in theory, be good. So yeah, it should just come out. So 21 on the rear. I'll tell you what as well, I know I bought new bolts and stuff, but they've actually come out pretty clean. I don't know if you can really tell that from there, so I might give them a bit of a blast in the sandblaster and just use them again, to be fair. They look good to me. So yeah, you know, reuse where you can, I reckon. It's not always the case with bolts, because some are stretch bolts, but I don't think these are. So as you can see, that's starting to come loose now. Is coming off. So yeah, what I didn't do was disconnect the adjusting little connector rod thing. It's just a bit held up on that. The whole thing now is free. Should. There's another bolt there. This one. This is the one that needs to come off as well. Should have figured really when I looked at the parts earlier. Never mind. Okay. So that's out. You know, standard practice for me, so I don't get confused with my bolts, is I always kind of put them loosely back in, just so I know where everything goes. But yeah, so this thing's out, and the other bush from earlier, which I'll insert a little bit of video from earlier, which I didn't know where it went. There's a bit that's still in there, and
that is the bit that's knackered. See all the movement and stuff in it. So I'm hoping it's going to be easy to replace, to be fair, because it could be a bit of a pain. But I'll go and get the bush. I'll have a look now. They look like there was some sort of circlip. I'm hoping there's going to be some sort of circlip just holding it in place. And then, once that's sorted, I've got to press the bushes out, which is the probably the hard bit, to be fair. But you know, as I've kind of maybe already teased, I did start showing a new toy. I went in for a recall a while ago. They quoted me 1,500 quid to do this, I think it was, from BMW. And it's a lot of work, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of bits that's got to come off, but it's manageable if you just kind of keep on top of it. So I'm going to go hunting now for this bit on the car, and then that's the bit that's coming off next, because I need to get rid of that to put this one in. Hopefully it's not going to fight me too hard. So here we are, there's our bush. That's our bush right there. This thing came out at this sort of angle, which would suggest then that that clip is on this side. I just need to kind of maybe get a bit of a wire wheel on it. Oh, there it is. I can see it. Typically it's right up against this plate, which is wonderful. So I'm going to try it and spin it around with a screwdriver so it's on this side so I can remove it.
A few moments later.
I've spent too much time on this. It has literally taken me hours and I'm stuck. I'm stuck on that bottom bush. It is absolutely jammed in there. It will not come out. Where is it? There it is. I've tried cutting it. I've tried the homemade puller to try and yank it through the other side. I've got the clip off around the outside edge. The clip has come off. But that thing is absolutely stuck. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do about it now, because obviously I can't put the wheel back on. I'm just having 5 minutes. I'm just having a brew, having a bit of a think and a bit of a regather of my thoughts, because sometimes this happens, you know. It's why it's nice to sometimes, well, most of the time it's nice to have access to another vehicle, you know, just in case you find yourself in a situation like this. But this is battling me, this one. I've been putting this off and putting this off because I knew this was going to be a fight. I've just got to persevere. I've just got to keep going. I've got to keep knocking the crap out of it, and it'll go eventually. So keep going. That's the word of the day. So what can I say? Yesterday proved to be such an annoying day. I spent so much time trying to get that rose joint bottom bush out of its housing. I literally threw everything at it. I cut it, I applied heat to it, I got the angle grinder in there and ground off as much as I could. Ended up trying to cut slits into it. I used the homebrew puller, which I've used on a previous video, which to be fair has really served me well over the time that I've had it. It broke it, so I've had to concede. The weather has turned absolutely disgusting. That was all yesterday, by the way, so today's a different day, different approach. I've I've been online this morning, I bought a new tool, I bought a new puller, something that apparently is going to be a bit stronger than mine. It looks very similar sort of format, you know, it's a larger cup and a smaller cup, and essentially you wind the two together and it pushes. So yeah, it might be a couple of days before that comes, but there is stuff I can still get on with today. I can get on with trying to press out the bushes out of the trailing arm, so I can get on with that today while the weather is absolutely disgusting and the car is still on the ramp outside, which is great. So I'm carless now until I can get this job done, but I need the tools for the job because, well, I'm going to do the other side as well, so it's one of them. So unfortunately, but it is a struggle, and obviously this is something that you should, as a on the drive mechanic, you should probably try to consider for yourself. Sometimes these jobs go this way, you know, and it might leave you without a vehicle. It might just be proving to be an absolute pain in the ass, but sometimes, you know, you just gotta power through, keep going. Worst case scenario, I was potentially going to have to take the entire hub off and try to get it inside the small press to kind of press it out that way, but I bought the tool so we can do the job on the car, so hopefully, fingers crossed, that will fix everything. So here's our arm. That bolt goes in there. I'll take these bolts out, keep them all together. I need to press this bush out of there. That needs to come out. This one needs to come out. And that one doesn't have anything in, because that's the thing that holds the I forgot what it's called. Oh, that weird looking bush. Anyway, so there it is. I'm going to try and give this a little bit of a clean up. I'm not going to go to town on it, it doesn't really need it. But yeah, so I'm going to try and get these out. So all I managed to do on the press is I managed to squeeze out the centre sleeve. So what I thought I'd try and do was try and burn out the bush. Apparently that's a good way to do it. Right, it's definitely loads of fun, but it's not exactly going fast. I might give up in a bit and try and cut it out, you know, with the saw, like we did last time round. If you've not seen that video, go and check that out. I don't think the press is going to do it today, annoyingly. There's our top one, and there is a metal ring just all the way around there which needs to be taken out now, and then I've just left the bottom one to burn for like 10 minutes or so, and that's completely fell out now, which you can see is everywhere, but it clearly shows that there is another metal ring. Well, there's a metal ring there, there's a metal ring just on the outer lip there that also needs to come out, so I need to cut through that one and then cut through that one, but be careful not to hit the housing. and then I have to do all that again for the other side. Fun. But, I mean, what else am I going to do on a rainy day? Might as well take full advantage. So just so I can see where I'm going, I've literally just given the edges a bit of a clean up with some sandpaper. You can see there, you can clearly see the rings that need to come out. So that's the next job. It also might be worth mentioning at this point that this, if I cut too far on this, I can actually damage the housing, which I don't want to do. So I've got to be super careful. So I'm going to do it a little bit at a time, and then just check, and then do a little bit more. I think with the clamp falling off every 5 minutes, it gives me a good chance to check. That's looking super close. I've actually just started to touch the housing as it show up just there, so I might have gone a little bit too far. I need to make another cut next to it. Okay, started to go. This is good. I don't know if you can see that so much, but what it's managed to do is by making the two little, there you are. I'm making the two little cuts. I'm now literally peeling back the inside, and that should allow me to just flick out the rest of the housing. In fact, it's starting to come out there. If you can see that, it's starting to come out there, which is good, which means the whole thing's just going to slide out, hopefully. Come on, nearly there. So these axle bushes, did I need to change them? Probably not, if I'm being completely honest. But, I mean, if you consider, if you look at this one, for example, I don't know if you can really see that too well. All the rubber just inside there is really perished and stuff. So no, I probably didn't need to change them. But would it come up in an MOT at some point in the future? Probably, if I'm being completely honest. So yeah, while they weren't rattling or anything like that, or they didn't seem completely like battered or whatever to the point of needing replacing, it was a worthwhile thing doing to change them to the Polybushes, because it's kind of future proofing, which is kind of what it's all about, isn't it? So you take a worn part off, which was the bush initially, but then that's led to me getting Polybushes. It's taken all the arms off, the anti-roll bars come off, I'm getting new anti-roll bar bushes to go in there. I've painted all the anti-roll bar up because it looked rubbish, you know, it was all rusty and stuff. And it's just about making everything just that bit a bit nicer, you know. And the car will, when it's all back together, will drive nicer. And like I said, it kind of future-proofs it as well, so it's kind of what it's all about in it, really. So yeah, it's a worthwhile exercise to do it while you're kind of there anyway. It's a little bit more spend, but ultimately, to take it all apart again in the future, to have to do the bushes, it's such a pain. So yeah, I mean, me personally, I'd rather get it all done in a one. So yeah, hopefully that's helpful to you, you know, and something to think about next time you're there, you know, next time you're taking something off, you know, just think to yourself, am I going to be back in here at some point? You know, is it being a pain? Is it a pain of a job? This has been an absolute nightmare for me. This is, I mean, the car, I know the video might be hopefully around 30 to 45 minutes, hopefully by the end of it, but the car's been off the road for 2 weeks now. And I've just been chipping away at it here and there, because unfortunately, I'm not a full-timer. I have got a job, I have got kids, I have got other responsibilities, so the car just has to sit and wait for its turn. It's like anything else, really. So yeah, yeah, it's taken me a while to get to this point. but I think you'll agree that it's a worthwhile thing to do. So there's our grease. In fact, that is disgusting. Got a layer of ash everywhere from the rubber bushes that were burning earlier. Two types of bushes, so and one for each side. So this is what you get in the kit. So you get this one that's sort of pre-assembled. This one is the sort of split down the middle type, which is the easier one to fit in, to be honest, because you just push one side in, push the other side in. So you take that middle bit out, pop one side in, other side in, which meets in the middle, and then the sleeve goes down and links everything together. So that one's the easier one, goes like that. And the other type is what's called the cotton reel. And that's because, if anybody's ever seen a cotton reel before, if you're old enough to remember one, brilliant. If you're not, go and Google it. So the beauty of problem-solving bushes is the fact that the cotton reel would traditionally need to be squeezed into the housing, whereas this one, with a little squeeze and a twist, comes apart. So the first bit goes in, second bit goes in, joins it like that, which is nice and easy, and the sleeve through the middle, boom, job done. It is a super simple process. No presses, just a little rubber mallet, to be honest, is all you need just to get these things in place. And I know I've just cut through the middle of the bag, but the cotton reel type, that's your part number. In fact, if you wanted to, you'd probably scan that QR code, if I can hold it still. So that's the cotton reel type. And then next number up, 654K. There's the QR code if you wanted to scan that. I know that if you're watching this on your mobile, you won't be able to do that, but if you're watching it on TV, you can. Or you can screenshot. Yeah, the links will be in the description anyway. So no sweat. So that's it. We've got to get all this stuff on the swing arm now. If you look at the shape of the arm, you've got like a nearly straight piece right here, and that's the bit where the drop link connects to, yeah. And then you've got an arm on the opposite side, which swings up, yeah, and out the way. So the way this needs to happen is on the straight piece, yeah. That's where our split bush, that's where the split goes in there. And then on the opposite one that kicks out is where you get the other one, the cotton reel style, which goes inside there. It is a humongous bush to go in a very small hole, and if you try and press it through, as I previously did, because that's what I thought I needed to do, it's a nightmare, and you just waste so much time, and it's just absolutely impossible. But if you consider if you can just quickly take this apart. I haven't cleaned it out yet, but essentially that just goes in there, pop. Then this comes in the underside, and that just goes straight through the middle. It is so much easier and cleaner to do it that way. So yeah, just a little word to the wise. The PSB Problem Solving Bushes kit. I'm not sponsored by Problem Solving Bushes, by the way. I just had a really positive experience with them. I've used them several times. I've used it a few times on this car, on BMW, and I've used them a couple of times on the Golf as well, and they've been really, really good. And they've been up to the challenge, and they've been on there for years now. So, I mean, obviously, stick to the brand, your brand of choice, but, you know, my recommendation is these because they're really, really simple to work with, and they've been super reliable. So just in the background, I don't know if you can see that, just over here, this is the other swing arm. I've already done this one. Oops, without destroying the place. and they look fantastic. And they were, once I realised that they actually came apart, it took me about 10 minutes. I probably wasted about an hour trying to rig something up to squeeze them in. Probably wasted an hour trying to do that. So it just goes to show, you know, sometimes you just need to kind of just take a minute, have a bit of a think. And it was only when I was squeezing them in, I thought, this isn't going in this, that I realised and saw the lip start to lift there, and I was a bit like, whoa. And then I realised that they actually came apart. So there you go. Okay, I'm going to try and do this in one take so that you can sort of see how long these things take in sort of real time. I'm going to do it without cutting the video. I'm going to do it without any editing. So I think first off, I'm going to go with the split bush type. And which one is that? That one goes in the straight leg side. So we get our grease, splurge a little bit on it. You don't have to go nuts here, just a little bit, just help things move along a little bit. That should do it. And then, so the split type is going into this end, which, whoa, is the easier side, I think, from what I remember. Just give it a little bit of a push. He says, oh God. Oh, so that's that side in. And I need the other side. Grease. Okay. Okay, so then that goes on this side. Trying to give it a little bit of a twist and a squeeze at the same time. You might want to take a hammer and just give it a bit of a tap. There we go. So that's got it started. It just slides in. And then we take our metal column, our metal sleeve. A little bit more grease. Yep. Yep. Do I know where your phone charger is? I don't, mate, to be honest. You might have to go and look for it. Anyway. So that's that. And then that just slides into there. Ooh. Again, might need a little bit of encouragement with a rubber mallet. So that's that. That's that. That's sat all nice and flush, which is great. Now the hard side. The hard side. Now we split our bush. Again, greasy time. Spread it around the end. And we just spread it around, give it a nice even film just to help things move. I've only done the bottom because as it goes in it slides up and it greases everywhere else. So for now I've just done the bottom. And again, just to show you how easy this goes in. Don't take any crap off it, give it a bit of jip if it needs it. Now you have got a little bit of a recess in this one. I don't know if you can see that too well, and that's what it's just catching on there. So you've just got to kind of persevere. This is maybe where you want to get the mallet and give it a tap. Get that nice and flat. That's now in. And again, the inserty bit doesn't need loads of grease on this because the surface is slipped pretty well, to be fair. Right. So that's that. Flip it on its end. Come on. There we go. That's started now. Squeeze. All the way in till the end. Again, rubber mallet. So that we're all seated nice and tight and flat. Which we seem to be. And then we need our sleeve. A bit more grease. You'll be pleased to know my finger is leaking. I'm absolutely covered in grease now. Probably got more grease inside the glove than I have out. But never mind. So then, again, just on the end, as before with everything else. Just pick a side. Oh, did you see that? I just literally popped it in the end because it's a quite a nice tight fit, this. Rubber mallet. Whack it flat. All looks good. And that is that.
Unfortunately, the puller turned up, so I could crack on with that now. The swing arms are done and all the polybushes are in.
Oh my god! So, Jesus, what a battle that was. So hero of the day was this puller kit from Max Speeding Rods of all places. So yeah, this, although it was a battle, has just been up to some major pressure. It's just like unbelievable how tight that was. So yeah, I'll put a link to the description where you can buy yourself one of these. 30 quid well spent. Get one. So then you take your nice shiny new bearing. It should just be a case of, with a little bit of copper grease just to help things slide along, just a case of reversing what you did to get it out, to get it back in.
So that's what we're going to attempt now.
So a little bit of housekeeping. Got the flappy disc on the grinder and got a bit of sandpaper on the go, and give all the surfaces a little bit of a clean. They're going to come into contact with each other just so everything slips and slides as it should do, and there's no like damage caused to any of the housings. But you can really see on this time lapse how the puller kind of comes into its own. Really, it's got a nice little inspection window on the side as well, so you can see that the bush that you're trying to either push or pull is doing what it's supposed to do. All in all, it was a great little tool, you know, really up to the job. So yeah, I mean, don't mess about making your own sort of pulley like I did. Just get one of these. It's hardened steel and everything. It's really up to the task. So, you know, it's nice to be able to sort of cut corners sometimes and make your own stuff, but sometimes you just got to bow down and, you know, worship the tool that just does the job. And this did the job for me. It was fantastic.
I think what I will do while I'm here is turn my attention to these drop links. I might as well get this out while it's all kind of loose and free.
Now, like I mentioned before as well, everything needed to be cut off, so this is absolutely no exception. All the nuts were rusted up to hell, so yeah, just get the angle grinder on and cut it off. And while I was laying there fitting the new drop links onto the anti-roll bar, I just realised how sort of poor condition the anti-roll bar was, so I decided I was going to take it off and give it a bit of a refresh, bit of a de-rust and a bit of a paint, and yeah, I was going to fit some new problem-solving bushes as well to the anti-roll bar just to make it complete. And once all the rust is gone, a quick coat of black gloss has it pretty much looking brand new, to be honest with you. I think it looks great. It's not that anybody's going to see this, but I know it's done. And anybody who pokes their head underneath, like the MOT man, he commented on it, he said it all looks really good under there. So, I mean, yeah, little wins, you know, little wins. We're pretty much to the point now where it's reassembly time. So it's just a case of just cracking on, putting everything back where it belongs and getting everything lined up.
That worked. Literally just position that there, squeezed, pop, and we're back in.
And finally, we're at the point where we're fitting the 15mm spacers now. We're really, really close to the end. Just get the spacers on, get the wheels on, and we're done. And get this piece back on the floor.
So that's it. It's done. The job that nearly killed me, that was awful, that, to be honest. I think if you're ever going to have a go at this yourself at home, just make sure you've got one of those bearing pullers and just a boatload of flipping patience as well. You know, be prepared as well that if anything kind of does go wrong or anything breaks or anything else needs changing, or decide to do what I did and do the roll bar bushes and things like that, the car will be off the road for a couple of days, you know, so just bear that in mind. But if you can afford a couple of days, it's definitely a worthwhile thing. It's Halloween night right now. I might have just dated this video really badly if it takes me like 2 weeks to get it out, but still, it's Halloween night right now. The kids are literally on their way around. The whole point of me getting the car on the road tonight, or at least on the ground, was so that I could move it out of the way because it was pretty much blocking the garage. So at least now there won't be, you know, bags being dragged down the car and stuff like that, you know, all that good stuff. So I've got the car out of the way. The kids can come and knock all they want, and that job is finally at end. If you found the video useful, like, subscribe. I think I deserve a like and a describe. I think I'll deserve a like and a subscribe for this video. Honest to God, it has been taxing, to say the least. But yeah, so there you go. Come back soon and I'll have some more updates for you.
In the garage under the bright light, Slick Rick's got the tools ready to ignite. With a wrench in hand, he shares his know-how. Teaching the world, come on, let's get it now. Oil changes, brakes, and mufflers too. He's breaking it down, showing what to do.